What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the show. We are your hosts, Chase and Myles, and we are at the Lucky Duck. Myles, do you hear that?
Yes.
Sounds like ghosts and spooky goblins.
Ooh.
Ooh, it must be
Halloween! Brought to you by Dots.
Dots and Tootsie Roll. I feel like Tootsie Roll makes Dots. Did you get a Dots candy pack?
Yeah,
It is Tootsie. Yeah.
It's the classic.
Ooh.
The Tootsie Roll Pop. We got the Tootsie Roll Long John.
Boom.
You got Dots.
Yeah.
You're gonna have I don't have it right here. I messed up, but you got the Thick Boy Tootsie Roll.
Ooh, thick boys.
It's not really a roll. It's more like a loaf.
You gotta love the thick boys, right?
Yeah. You got the little Tootsie Rolls. And then finally, you got these beautiful fruit chews. Some people call them Charleston chews.
Do some people actually call them?
No. It's a different candy.
Fair enough. Yeah. Let's give a good cheers. Happy Halloween, brother.
Let's do it. Halloween
Clinky.
2022.
The most lit day of the year.
I love it. It's on a Monday.
Mm.
It's a good excuse not to go to work tomorrow.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
We're drinking some blackberry palomas, and they are mighty tasty.
Yeah, pretty good.
Spare no expense on the Patron. We're going into it. Let's get it, folks. So yeah, happy Halloween. We hope that y'all had fun this past weekend. It is Monday, like Myles said. Or have fun tonight. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
But we're if you're listening audio only, you're missing out because, well, first off, thank you for listening. But also, Myles and I decided to dress up.
We did?
Yeah.
So let's see if the audience can guess what you are. All right, I'm going to go on our Twitter. Guys, live tweet us right now.
Myles, what are you? What are you dressed up as?
So there's room for debate here, but the original idea is that I would be...
Jeffrey Epstein.
Damn it.
Did I guess it right?
No.
Dang it. All right.
I don't want to idolize him, you know?
That's true. Good
but
point.
I kind of do look like him,
mostly
because of the gray.
Yeah, it's the gray hair for me.
I think our skin color is probably pretty different, and also our personalities.
Yeah, you are very creepy and charismatic at the same time.
Yeah, so second would probably be what I intended to be, which is an older man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So one of the very grandfather.
One of the few costumes that you'll eventually just grow into.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I should probably not do this again. The third thing would be a priest. I've heard someone say that already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
I won't go into that.
Oh,
you hang around playgrounds too much?
So I was trick-or-treating earlier. And then the fourth would be Steve Carell nowadays.
Oh, okay.
Gray hair.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
With the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's you can't be all four of those things at once, though.
Yeah, but I can if I'm talking to different people, you know?
Ooh, that's true.
If they're like, hey, are you a priest? I'm like, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I meant to be.
You got it. It's a good way to manipulate somebody into thinking that they're, right, or they guessed correctly the first time.
That's the charismatic part in me.
That's true, yeah. And the deceptive part of you.
Mm-hmm. And then I lead them into the bedroom.
Ooh.
And give them some candy.
Oh, metaphorically.
I couldn't get out of that one.
Yeah, no.
From my pail? I don't.
Yeah. I am dressed up as Burt Macklin, FBI, which is a character from Parks and Rec that is played by Chris Pratt.
And
Andy.
What is that character from?
Burt Macklin.
His imagination.
Oh yeah, I think so, right?
I don't know.
Or is it from Die Hard? We'll never know. What is Burt Macklin? Burt Macklin, FBI. It's a good show. What did you pull up?
I think it's just Parks and Rec.
Okay, fair enough. The genius of Parks and Rec, everybody. Thank you.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. If y'all we're interested into what you guys dressed up for Halloween, so hit us up on Instagram. Comment on this episode's post and let us know what y'all ended up doing.
Yeah, or YouTube.
Or YouTube.
Go on YouTube. Start watching YouTube Shorts, by the way. Just saying it's a good platform.
Yeah.
Get away from TikTok, China. Ew.
Oh, China.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, put your money in the hands of Microsoft. Lot
Exactly.
much safer. They're not stealing or
Google.
spying on you at all.
Google.
Is it Google?
Yeah.
Oh, it is Google.
Yeah. You look-
All right, fine. Google. They're not stealing or spying on or keeping your data either. So trust them.
They're the number one advertiser in the world.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but it's better than TikTok because if it comes down to national security, at least you know that the government knows what you're doing and China doesn't.
Yeah. It's the better. I'm going to eat one of these Tootsie Rolls, so y'all enjoy this ASMR. So good and taffy-like. What is a Tootsie Roll?
Good question.
And how long has Tootsie Roll, the company, been in business? I gotta say, I do like the fruit chews a lot better than the what is it, chocolate
Yeah.
or imitation chocolate.
Because if you're going to eat chocolate, you might as well just eat regular chocolate, right?
That's what I'm saying. Eating a Tootsie Roll is like eating a LaCroix that's chocolate flavored. It's like not quite chocolate, but it is. You know, you're like, if I had to guess, it's chocolate. But then you're like starting to wonder why. Why Tootsie Roll? Why did you make chocolate flavored taffy? That's essentially what it is, right?
Do you think they
flavored
have
taffy.
chocolate LaCroix?
I hope so.
Probably in like Canada or something, you know?
Yeah, it's one of those where you go overseas and you're like, oh, they have this, but why don't they have that for us? I think there's a couple of stores here in Denver that actually sell just like foreign products, but foreign products from companies that are American.
Right.
You know, like Lay's.
So they're like the racist
Potato chips.
foreign products.
Mm,
They just pull out the stereotype in every culture,
probably.
and then they make that product and sell it there.
Spicy Kit Kats in Mexico. And you're
Spicy
like,
Kit
why
Kats.
spicy Kit Kats?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because they like spicy things there. I don't know.
That's racist.
Not from Mexico.
Targeting a demographic based on their the stereotype of the people. Not all Mexicans like spicy stuff.
That's true.
Lay's,
Just like
chips.
not all Americans like Krispy Kreme Target,
Mm-hmm.
but some of us do and would appreciate it if you would bring it to our store.
Miles is just upset because the Target that I go to has partnered with Krispy Kreme and now carries Krispy Kremes, not only in like the bakery section, but they know what they're doing when they put them right next to the self-checkout. You get up there, you got your toilet paper, some toothpaste, maybe you grabbed a Topo Chico. They don't sell Topo Chico, but I'm going to start saying that they do, so they think that's a good idea to start carrying Topo Chico. Anyway, I digress. They put them right near the self-checkout. You're rolling up with your toiletries, and you're like, oh, the sweet, sweet goodness of Krispy Kreme is just one arm length away. You're waiting in line because everybody chooses the self-checkout these days, and you're sitting there, it's taunting you, sitting on the shelf.
Yeah.
It's like,
I could dip this in my Topo Chico later.
oh, yeah, Chase. I see you looking at me, just whispering sweet nothings to me. Like, this is the glazed goodness that you're missing. And I'm like, you're right. And then I go, grab some, eat 5 in the first sitting, and then regret it immediately afterwards.
Wait, this is before you leave the store, right?
Yeah, I'm just eating them in the self-checkout.
So you leave the box, you don't actually end up buying them.
I do buy them because I'm not like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not like that. Actually, you know, Walmart started like cracking down on that stuff.
Like eating Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, that's the main driver.
Eating the Snickers
that.
before you leave.
Yeah. They're like, excuse me, sir. No, Walmart at the self-checkout. This is what I've heard because I don't really shop there very often or try to steal stuff for that matter. It's supposed to target people stealing.
Hopefully.
And yeah, hopefully, right? So if you scan something or put something in the basket without scanning it, it will like show you that replay footage on this touchscreen of you like doing the action that you're not supposed to be doing. Basically, be like, I see what you're trying to do. You ain't gonna be doing that here today.
Mm-hmm.
We got you on camera.
Hopefully it's good though, because I've been to some self checkouts and they're super annoying about it.
They are, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they're very sensitive. Like the weight's very sensitive. So you put in, I don't know,
pack of gum. And they're like, please put it in the bagging area. So then you go and reach in the bagging area and take the pack of gum out, and it's like, please put that back.
Yeah. What I want to know is like how. Yeah, what's the rate of failure? If I'm bringing in
100%,
I'm bringing in Captain Crunch peanut butter, no berries.
Right.
Is that product consistently the same weight every single time? Or is there a variance of 15%?
I don't think they do it by the weight of the product. I think they just sense that you drop anything there.
Yeah, but no, it has to be because it's a big scale. So like what's stopping me from like taking 2 Captain Crunch peanut butters?
Yeah, because they'll notice that you put 2 of them there.
No, if you put them together. If you hold them together.
So let's try it.
Scan one, put it in the basket. The camera or the AI or neural network is only recognizing one item being put in the bag.
You broke it already.
I broke it. We gotta put this to test. We're gonna have our own MythBusters episode on self-checkout Walmart edition.
We're gonna live stream it on our OnlyFans account.
Yeah, that's true. Does OnlyFans do live streaming?
It would be really smart if they did, you know?
Yeah, I feel like they should do that.
Because isn't a lot of OnlyFans like porn?
Yeah.
So they could do live streaming cams or whatever.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I would do it. Like if people want to see me swim in the pool in my office.
They want to see you swim in the pool with that outfit on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'd do that for $5 a week.
Which I gotta remind everybody is just another shirt in Miles's wardrobe.
It is.
Yeah. You didn't pick up like an old man. I feel like you need. When you rolled up, I thought you were a nerd at first.
Yeah,
you had your pants wasted.
That was the other thing. What I was trying to get at was that I'm wearing, well, just like the long white socks that everyone used to wear back in the day before they made the low cuts.
It came back, right? Long socks are back in.
No.
That another thing that's back in that kind of annoys me, loose fitted jeans. Like the big old, how like skinny jeans were in for the longest time.
Yeah.
Now we're back to like 1990s. Let's get.
Who's we though?
Where you could fit both your legs into one pant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's we? I don't know. These younger hooligans.
Oh, I've seen some
mom
some of the
jeans. You know what I'm talking about?
The popular TikTokers.
Yeah.
The ones that go on like Ellen and shit like that popular. I've seen them have those jeans on. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They look horrible.
There's ones. What are the ones? I think we brought them up on the episode where Josh was on, where it's like the big old, like you could fit one pant leg up your entire body. Remember what were those called?
What?
Yeah, they were like juggalos wear them. Yeah, just type in the jeans that juggalos wear. I bet you if Janie was here, she would know for sure. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's like a specific brand. They still sell them.
Yeah, if you want to bring it up.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
They're just called baggy jeans.
No, there's a whole thing.
It's not a whole thing.
Yeah, there's a whole thing. It's a brand. I can't remember what they're called.
Juggalo clothing on Amazon.com.
Yeah, that's probably it. Also, you know what we should look up? I'm still curious. When was Tootsie Roll invented? And why?
The first thing that comes up when you Google when was Jesus born?
0 BC.
When was the internet invented? I forgot how I was Googling. I got too much into the Jesus thing and I wanted to start preaching. So I was looking up when was Tootsie Roll.
When was Tootsie Roll invented? I'm gonna guess 1902.
Did you see it?
No, is it up? How can I see that? It's too small for me. Is it really 1902?
Yeah, they started manufacturing it in 1907.
Hot dog. I'm so fucking
you
close.
had to have known
No,
that
dude.
around that time frame. Come on.
I'm really good at this kind
I
of
would have
shit.
said like the 70s or something. I don't know. Or
I'm
60s
really good.
maybe.
Somebody go back and listen to all of our episodes and then clip out every time that we've like guessed on something like this, and you will pull out where I'm mostly right every single time.
No.
I'm really good at like guesstimating worth, like value, and when shit like timelines.
Do you know when Captain Tootsie came out though? What?
What the fuck is that?
It's
like
the,
their
the
mascot?
comic strip.
Oh, they had a comic strip. Do you want one of these dots?
Well, you've been fingering them, right?
No. I just put them in a row.
Oh, I don't want one then.
What do you mean?
I'll take the.
Yeah, the orange
What
one's
does the
good.
orange taste like? Does it taste like the orange gummy you get at a basketball game?
What? Where? Miles, stop accepting candy behind the bleachers at basketball games. Stop going to high school basketball games. You're not in high school anymore.
I was in high school
creepy.
once.
This
I
whole
remember.
This old man costume is starting to make a lot of sense.
It kind of.
Did you use this before you came? You're like, this is just my Monday outfit where I go to high school basketball games
All I did was put the hair
and
on.
try to recruit.
Do all dots taste the same?
No,
Yes.
no, because I've literally had 3 and they all tasted different.
We'll find out. Okay. They do not. By the way, the orange kind of tastes like the orange you get from the vending machine, the back of gummies at a high school basketball game, or when you're taking your little brother or sister to their basketball practice on Wednesday at the local park.
You remember when you played soccer,
Yeah.
like when you were a kid and somebody would bring the orange slices?
Yeah. You ate them all, right?
I ate them all once. Yeah,
I feel like this came up before.
they came out before.
Or like the Capri Suns. Those
Yeah,
are
the
pretty
Capri Suns. Capri Suns should just make a whole marketing campaign towards sports.
good. They never did they?
They're starting to market them more towards adults now. Have you
I
noticed
know,
that?
it's disgusting. Weird.
I mean, I could fuck up a Capri Sun.
I guess. First off, they have a lot of sugar in them, probably. I don't know if that's true. Over here,
It's
bashing
natural. It's all
Capri Sun.
natural, according to them. Which doesn't really mean much these days because you can just say that.
Yeah, but I think according to Dr. Michael Butler, he told me that when you don't have the fiber from the fruit juice is not very healthy in excess. Something like that. I probably shouldn't have quoted him. That wasn't a quote.
By the way, the green one, the green dots,
Yeah.
not good. Not good.
Did you eat them all?
Yeah.
I could have had another one.
No, you said you said that you didn't really want any, and then you're like, oh, I guess I'll take the orange one. So that's on you.
That's a lime flavor. Green. They have lemon.
I think so. It kind of has a lime taste to it,
You know what you should have done?
which is not like a candy flavor that
So-
I support.
So the yellow one is lemon.
Mm-hmm.
The green one is lime.
Yep.
You should have taken a Topo Chico,
Ooh.
dropped the dots into it, left it for like a day, and then seen if it turned into Sprite.
The problem is it loses its carbonation once you open it,
Cap it.
like recork it
Yeah.
or something. You could do that, I guess. That's my only gripe with that type of thing. I find like the plastic bottles often have the hardest time retaining their carbonation for some reason. Like if you had a glass bottle Topo Chico and a plastic bottle Topo Chico opened at the same time, I almost feel like the plastic bottle would lose its carbonation much faster than the other one.
That's probably true.
And
Or
then
like
soon you're just drinking mineral water.
or a can probably. Those kind of lose it
Yeah.
pretty quickly. Yeah, glass does retain it pretty well. In fact, you can leave something with glass carbonated like sparkling wine or Topo Chico,
Mhm.
you can leave it overnight and it could still be carbonated the next day,
Yeah.
opened.
I just have to update people on the whole Frontier Airlines debacle that we brought up last podcast.
What did we say?
We said that Frontier Airlines, as of 1 month ago, has started cracking down on luggage, personal items versus carry-ons versus yada yada yada. Oops. And I can report back that Spirit has not taken the same approach.
Has
Not.
has not.
Has not taken.
So you
the
can
same
still get
approach.
away with bringing your carry-on and a large
Yeah.
personal item.
And we know that because we flew Spirit to Las Vegas for the When We Were Young festival.
Don't talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it,
It's fine.
but I want to talk about it.
Okay.
All right. So we went. We had tickets to the very first show, and surprise, surprise, it was canceled. Why was it canceled?
Because somebody the night before went in and took all the guitars and cut the strings.
Yeah.
No, actually, they canceled it 30 minutes, about 30 minutes. Maybe it was like 45, 50 minutes before the start, but it was about 30 minutes before we saw. We're about to head down there into the venue. Our friend Russell's with us. He's been on the podcast 3 times now, probably, or twice. And he informs us that it's canceled, which is why I don't like him anymore. And the reason is wind.
Yeah. Yeah, high wind, which we knew was going to be an issue, but we didn't think it was going to be that big of an issue.
Yeah, or would have stayed home.
So they were quoting the National Weather Service when they said that they were expecting wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour that day, which, to be fair, it was really goddamn windy that day.
Yes.
They were not lying. But yeah, we got there. We spent the night Friday. Really excited. They canceled the show. Super bummed. It was really weird. 85,000 people were supposed to be in attendance to that show. So now you've basically displaced 85,000 emos.
Yes.
In Vegas.
Who are now depressed.
Who are now even more depressed than they were originally because we're all emos, right? So it was really weird. I've been to Vegas dozens of times. It's really weird to say that, but I have. And it was actually really weird to see so many people dressed up in like emo attire.
Yeah, just a bunch of people in black
Vegas.
outfits.
Yeah. And then so they all stormed Fremont, which is like the downtown area, because that was the show was taking place at the Las Vegas Fairgrounds, which is right next to the Circus, in between that and the Stratosphere, which is more towards the downtown area, but it's kind of halfway. It's halfway between the proper strip, which is where like MGM, Caesar's Palace, Treasure Island, things like that are. So everybody was like, let's go to Fremont because on Fremont they have live entertainment. If anybody hasn't been to Las Vegas, Fremont is the downtown area, aka the original location of all the casinos and hotels. Back in, I think, the 70s, they started to develop what is now officially called the Strip, which has, like I said, MGM Grand, Flamingo, Harrah's, the Mirage, which as of December will now be the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Yes.
The Venetian, things like that.
All the really expensive resorts.
Yeah, the newer.
Not all of them are expensive, but
yeah,
that's where before the newest hotel on Fremont came, that's where all the really expensive resorts would be.
Yes,
in Vegas.
Yeah, and it's a little more family friendly, I would say. I'd say downtown Vegas is less family friendly. In fact, the only two there's one exclusive adults only. And when I say that, I don't mean like adults meaning like pornography or XXX type of stuff. It's just like you can't go in unless you're 21 or older. And then there are 1 or 2 hotels down there that will only let you stay there if you're over 18. So it is geared a little more towards adults. There are a few, we call them freak shows, just like entertainers, freelancers on like the main drag, which is the Fremont Experience. So it's like if you've ever seen those big the big video ceiling over the street, that's the Fremont Experience. um, it's really cool, and they have like 4 or 5 stages set up along that strip. It's a pretty long walk. I think it takes like, if you were walking without stopping, it'd probably take like 15 minutes or
Yeah.
so to walk from end to end. So it's a good length.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, what do you do when you were expecting a full 12-hour day of nonstop music? Well, you go where there's other music, which Fremont Street definitely has basically all day long. And it's a Saturday, so even more so.
Right.
During the week, maybe in the nighttime they'll have a DJ or a couple of live bands, but on Saturday they're playing, there's cover bands, there's music flowing from basically end to end of this place. So everybody was basically storming Fremont Street to get some kind of fix of live entertainment. And I got to say, it was cool to experience that. And I bet it was even cooler to be one of those cover bands that was playing, because everybody, normally I've been there, in the same kind of environment. Saturday night, cover bands, lots of people. There's always lots of people down there. But the difference between that time and the time that we saw here was the crowd energy was out of control, because these people came, they traveled, some even traveled internationally to get here to see the When We Were Young festival. They spent good money to stay because hotels jacked the prices up, of course, because of demand. So, they've got money in the line, they got time, flights, all that. So they want to fucking rock out. And they did. The crowds were crazy. Like, it didn't matter what song was playing, they were into it. I can only imagine the musicians on stage were like, oh, fuck, we made it, boys.
Yeah.
We're like, the crowd, this is the craziest crowd we've ever played for. Like, everybody was having a good time down there.
Imagine if you were supposed to be playing there, but you wanted to go to the festival, so you were like, we're not playing tonight.
Oh man, you missed out. You missed out.
And you guys might be wondering why they were able to play music downtown but not at the fairgrounds. We are also wondering that too.
I gotta say though, there is a difference. Like, so the way the street setup is, it's flanked basically almost constantly, unless there's an intersecting street, which is only, I think, 2 intersecting streets on Fremont where you can actually drive a car perpendicular to the Fremont Experience, because the Fremont Experience is like a street, but it's just a pedestrian street. There's no cars allowed. It's just people walking. So I think the buildings on each side definitely prevented a lot of wind and things like that. But I gotta say, it was windy. Like, I didn't feel like it was fire festy or shady of Live Nation to just cancel the event. In fact, I gotta imagine there's only 3 dates.
Right.
Same lineup. Well, the second weekend there was a slight change in lineup, but not by much. But especially being the first year of a festival, losing 1/3 of your revenue had to be substantial. So I know they weren't going to cancel it unless they really had to. Which, sucks for us, whatever. There's been instances where high wind, bad weather was forecasted and they didn't cancel it, and some people got really hurt. So they wanted to decide on the air of caution by canceling it, and they did. And it was windy. In fact, it was so windy that if I looking at your hotel window in the cityscape, you could only really see about half a mile out before you couldn't really see much more than that, because it was so windy. And of course, being in Las Vegas, it's a desert. It was knocking up all that dust, all that sand, and it created this post-apocalyptic kind of like cityscape. Miles is opening up a Tootsie Roll. That's a ASMR for you guys.
I can hear children at the door right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was getting in our freaking eyes.
Yeah, it was pretty annoying. I mean, it wouldn't have been that fun to experience a bunch of music all day, get blasted with particles of sand and wind.
Yeah.
But I mean, it still would have been better than not seeing it. But also, it wouldn't have been that great of an experience. But they did play the next show and the week after that, which was this past weekend, and it looked pretty dope.
Yeah, it looked like it went off without a hinge. Although I saw Bright Eyes, the like front man was so drunk and disoriented, and I guess that was like the only downside to that whole thing was like that band being. Oh, and there was a few audio issues that were happening.
Because of the wind, probably.
Yeah, because of the wind. I think Dashboard Confessional played, and they were having some audio issues, and they didn't know, like the band didn't know, but the audience,
Really?
obviously, yeah. So they were playing like they were playing normally, and it was like awkward. You know what? That happened to me as well during A Day to Remember. They opened up for
How long did they play?
Blink 182. It was like a song. And so you have these guys like just freaking going at it, jumping up and down and like banging their heads, and like we hear nothing. It's so funny. But they hear it because they have in-ear monitors,
right.
So they're hearing their instruments, and they just have to expect that we're hearing it too. It's just awkward.
So one of the best things about the festival was that they had some pretty fire food, pretty fire food lineup there.
Yeah. Some say you could just go to it just for that, right?
Yeah. I mean, we know somebody who did or was trying to go for that, but we won't name any names.
Yeah, Russell.
They had Shake Shack, Tacotarian, Boba Bear, Something Good LA, Bulgogi. Get the cluck out of here. And that's just some of the food. That's like a tenth of the food that they had there that we would have loved to have enjoyed.
Yo, so have you gotten your refund back yet?
No, you're getting the refund.
Oh, I am getting. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got to refund you.
Right. Have you gotten a refund?
I'm gonna need you to show me proof of purchase before I refund you. Wait. Hold on. There was no. I didn't. When you paid me, there was no
refunds.
There was no refunds. That was
in case of cancellation.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't. You didn't sign anything.
Right.
So.
You know what's funny? If you were staying at like a hotel or something, and the hotel got canceled because of rain, like the hotel won't give you your money back. You know what I mean?
Wait, the hotel was canceled?
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
Show?
No. For instance, I'm going to Hawaii, and there's a part of one of the islands in Hawaii that rains a lot, and sometimes they have to close the road because of that. I don't know, flooding probably.
Oh, gotcha.
And the hotels there give you a warning. They're like, if the road gets closed and you can't get here, no refunds.
Really?
Yeah.
That's shitty.
So I guess we're pretty lucky that we're getting refunds. If it was no refunds, I would have still gone to the festival. You know what I mean?
I demanded somebody play. Get up there, boy. Play us some music.
I think with all the people, the 85,000 people that were there, we could have made some music.
Yeah.
Like we could have found some pans and some little drums and stuff.
What was cool is like some bands who really, really understood like the disappointment of the fans, found out a way to play still, whether in it obviously indoors, right? So like for instance, Hawthorne Heights, jumpsuit, the red jumpsuit apparatus, and a couple others. I guess they were staying at the Stratosphere, so they just asked them like, "Hey, can we play here?" So they did like a makeshift set basically, which was cool. But if you weren't there when they announced it, you're basically not going to be able. In fact, I heard the cops started like turning away fans because it was just so crowded. They were at capacity. I think the All American Rejects play at this barbecue joint, like
That's right.
somewhere off the strip, and it was funny because you'd see like TikToks and Instagrams of somebody in the crowd, and they're like, "We waited 8 hours outside to see this," and I was just like, "Yeah, I'm not about to do that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry."
that's crazy. They wasted their entire day
Yeah.
just to see one.
Listen, like
band.
if you're a super fan and you came and you really wanted to see the All American Rejects, all right, sure. I've been there. I've waited 6 hours, 8 hours in line in my younger days. I wouldn't do that nowadays.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, R.I.P. that barbecue place.
yeah, I know they probably just got completely just inundated.
They're
with
like,
people.
okay, we're closing.
But Vegas has a lot more to offer. Like, yeah, it sucks that the show got canceled, but you're in Las Vegas, man. There's so much happening other than the concert. You could go if you're into gambling, you could gamble. If you're into playing arcade games, there's arcade. There, like what we did basically is
We went golfing.
Yeah,
We
it's
went
golf simulator, right?
Yeah, we went to a
Yeah.
golf simulator. We went. I mean, there's that day wouldn't have been good, but there's pools, which by this time of the year, they're starting to close.
Yeah, there's only a few that are open all year long.
Yeah, but it was 80 degrees and sunny the day we got there, so
Yeah.
that would be a perfect pool day. There's so many shows. I mean, we were at the Resorts World built.
Yeah, it's Resort World.
Yeah, whatever it is, because it's more than one resort, right?
No, it's called Resorts World, but it has several hotels within it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the resort, and at the same time we were leaving, unfortunately, also were all of the people who just saw Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Uh,
So she has a residency there.
right.
Yeah.
So you can see musicians play. You can see these $1 million productions that the resorts put on. They're super expensive. to go
Circus
see.
Soleil. Yeah, you're
You can
in
eat at
luck.
The best restaurants, some of the best restaurants in the world.
Yes.
You can, if you're into the more risque part of Vegas, you can go do that stuff.
Yeah, they've got strip clubs and this, that. If you're into that, the Chippendales, which is like the
Big macho.
what are those?
Muscular man.
Shit. Magic Mike, I believe, is based off of that, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. So plenty of entertainment, plenty of things to do. So yeah, you literally couldn't be in a better place to get a show canceled the day of than Las Vegas, in my opinion.
Exactly. Where else can you get a Gucci, an Armani,
That's
a Louis
true.
Vuitton?
Yeah. That's no, seriously though.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted, like they have all those, like if you're into shopping, Vegas is like Vegas, LA, New York. Those are three places where Miami probably, right? Like if you wanted to go get something Gucci in Denver, I don't really know where you'd go. I don't think you could.
I think you'd go to Aspen probably.
Yeah, I think Aspen
They
definitely
might
has
have-
like Louis Vuitton and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But like that's a 4.5 hour drive. So good luck, right?
Yeah, and also probably some of the best clubs you would ever go to
Oh my God,
in the world.
world renowned. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely entertainment. No matter what walk of life you come from, you
Yeah.
know, and I think that's like where Vegas is headed is like, to really continue that train of thought is less gambling and more, like a jack of all trades type of thing. You know, Vegas tried to do the whole family friendly thing back in like the 90s where they did like Treasure Island, the Mirage, like all these themed casino hotels.
Circus.
Circus. They did the Excalibur that looks like a freaking castle, like New York, and then they started to move away from that, and now they're really starting to like hone back and pull back on the gambling and starting to offer a lot more than just like gambling.
Yeah.
Like Area 15 was a perfect example. There's no gambling there. It's just all entertainment. It's that
Right.
Meow Wolf. They got VR. That's where we did the golf simulator. It was just like everything but gambling.
Yeah, and it's not going back to kids. It's not going
No.
back to family friendly again. It's just that they're offering things that um, younger people who are 21 plus, who have all this money to spend, they want to go to this like more luxurious vacation. You're staying at the Cosmopolitan, the Venetian, wherever, like these nice hotels. You have like beautiful hotel rooms, lots of really nice fancy decorations everywhere, and then you can still go do those things. Like you can go to Area 15, the shooting range, like wherever, right off strip. I mean, it's essentially on strip, off strip. It's like right there.
Yeah.
I think it was the Wynn wanted to put in like a huge golf course at their resort, which I don't know if they've done.
No,
or
they did.
Started doing.
They wanted to remove it.
They wanted to remove it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So they put it in.
Yeah, they have it.
Oh,
I think they still
it.
do have
Okay.
it. Yeah. I think they still do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's so many things to do. They made that whole area down by Harrah's and the Link, and the Flamingo,
the promenade,
which like took a bit to develop. Originally, it was kind of just like the walkway to the Ferris wheel thing. Or I always forget what that's called.
I think it's called the Eye or something. No, that's the one in London.
Yeah. But the big thing, you're in pods, you can drink in them, you go around, you can see like views of Vegas. It's pretty cool. But before there wasn't that much in that street. Now it's full of places.
Yeah, it's got restaurants. There's an In-N-Out there, a Yard House. There's even a venue. Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club is out of that area too. They have zip lining. There's what's that famous chef? Gordon Ramsay's Fish and Chips restaurant is out in that way. There's a whole bunch of different places. There's like a Twin Peaks,
right,
which is that like risque a mountain restaurant.
Pretty sure there's a candy shop.
Yeah, lots to do. So if you're not of the gambling type, also like there's smoke-free options too. A lot of people complain about the cigarette smoke and things of that nature because people who like to gamble also like to smoke cigarettes just constantly, which is kind of fucking annoying. But there's smokier properties. There's some that have, I think the newer properties that actually have really good systems in place to like suck out all the smoke. So there's places like the Cosmo or the Aria where you won't really ever notice the cigarette smell. But there's older properties like the El Cortez or like a lot of what's downtown that are really old and don't have like that pre-existing ventilation. So you go in, you're like, oh, it smells like cigarettes in here for sure.
And it's not in the rooms.
No, it's just in the casino.
Yeah, the casino, which you have to go through to get to your room.
Which good on MGM. They actually renovated what used to be called the Monte Carlo Hotel and Casino, and they basically gutted the entire property and reinvented it, and it's called the Park MGM now, which I think is a really cool property for a lot of reasons. First being that it's a smoke-free property. It doesn't allow any kind of smoking, vaping, cigarettes, marijuana, any of that. So if you're looking for a Vegas experience where you want to gamble and do all that thing, eat, walk around from the concierge desk to the front entrance without smelling that cigarette smoke, that is the property for you. And they've got this really cool food hall concept called Eataly, which is it's not I wouldn't call it a chain, but they've got locations in LA, New York, Boston. It's cool, and there's a couple of other really cool restaurants in there, and they boast residencies from Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, so they've got the kicks. And if you're like going for a UFC fight or a concert at the T-Mobile Arena, it's right next door. So it's within like spitting distance. So I would recommend staying there.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool place. There's also places that don't even have casinos. So if you aren't really into that thing, you can totally stay somewhere like Trump Tower.
Trump Tower, a non-sponsored entity of the podcast. No.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
there's probably at least 10
Yeah, there's
resorts there that don't have
the Hilton
casinos.
property, which is really nice. Doesn't have a casino, and if you're into the spa thing, there's a lot of great spa properties. A couple that don't actually have casino, like the Vidara, which is the sister property to the Aria, which the Aria has a casino. Vidara is more of a spa hotel type of experience. Then you have other places like
That one's nice because it's right smack in the middle of the strip too.
yeah,
Right where all that action's going. So you can go to those other places if you wanted to, but still come back to your little area where you're kind of away from it.
agreed. Yeah, there's also like the Delano, which is on the south side of the strip next to like the Mandalay Bay. So I actually was doing a little bit of research. I've never gone to a spa in Vegas, which I feel like I'm missing out because they have some of the world's best. In fact, there's a 5-star spa in the Vidara, I believe. But Venetian has a really good spa, according to some of the places I was researching. Caesar's Palace also boasts to have like a really large, really cool spa. So if you're into that kind of thing, I've recently got into it because I like the hydrotherapy side of the spa. I'm less into like the massaging. I'm more into like sauna, steam, water, like plunge pools, and then like they have some of them have like bigger pools with like water jets of different like variety and shape and patterns that you just like let like hit you. It sounds like the most like stupidest thing, but it actually like you get out and you're like, oh man, my body feels really good. Yeah. If you have any kind of back problems or like aches or pains, like just letting that really that powerful jet, that water pressure that you can't get at home, like hit your body for like 5 minutes, and you're like, oh man, I needed that.
I like getting foot massages or head massages. I would never want a deep tissue massage, to be honest. It sounds really painful. I've heard it's painful. I'm sure it feels good after, whatever. But
Janie does those, and she has a couple of bruises afterwards.
Yeah,
they definitely get in there.
I had a massage. It was like a neck back maybe, or just a neck massage in Thailand, and I thought she was gonna kill me. That's how bad it hurt.
Really?
Yeah, she was using her elbows and stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah. And I kept moving, kind of giving her a signal like, hey.
You're supposed to tell them. You're supposed to tell them that's too hard, Myles.
I probably should have. Instead, I just gave her a bad.
I feel like you would be the type of person where they would be like sawing your arm off, and you're like,
"Is this supposed to happen? This is supposed to happen, right, guys?"
I'm not gonna tell them. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't.
I don't want to be rude, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the spas. That's cool. Usually, I don't really want someone to be touching me. I think the hydro thing would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Or just relaxing in a spa, like a nice clean spa with a mask on or something, for my skin.
Oh, like you're not talking about like a COVID mask, but like one of those like towels.
yeah, I'd love to be sitting in a spa with a COVID mask.
This is how traumatized from COVID I am. You say anything about a mask, even Halloween, like, oh, I got this mask. I'm like, what is it? N95 or
yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm kind of like in the same boat as you. I don't really like the whole like touching me or doing anything like that. I definitely like my like having like sovereignty the entire time,
right?
Mostly.
But I'd much rather have a golf simulator in my house.
Yeah, that was cool. I think we did that for like 3 hours straight. We didn't even get through like half the 18 holes. How was that even possible?
Well, we're really bad.
Yeah, we were really bad. There was a lot of drops and
but it was
pickups.
It was also 3 of us, and it is the digital one, so when you're not really good and you kind of hit it towards the ends of the green, then it can get glitchy, so sometimes you have to deal with that.
I feel like 18 holes should take you about 4 hours on average.
No idea.
And there was no walking involved in this one. You just hit, and then all of a sudden,
That's
boop, you're
true.
there. So I feel like we should have gotten through 18.
But
holes.
also we were drinking beers, you know, so we were
Yeah.
going slower, and you know we're doing some practice
Yeah.
rounds, and Russell kept having to take mulligans.
Yeah. How many mulligans did he take?
At least 8. I don't know,
8
something
mulligans.
like that. Yeah,
Oh
I think it
my
was one
God.
every hole.
Yeah.
And no, that was good. But I heard that you're putting one into.
Dude, I would love to do that. How cool would I if I did it like right here? Just
Yeah, it's a perfect spot.
I could do it. All I need is the little sensor. You can get ones where you just put up the little ball sensor,
Yeah,
and then that's all you need because I already had the projector.
right.
I do need like the net thing
Yeah,
because I can't be hitting that thing. You know?
Right. No,
I could,
no.
but then it's done.
yeah. I think also you'd put like a hole in your wall if you just hit it too low or something.
Oh yeah, I would have to pad the walls up.
Yeah, but yeah, you should get one. Put it down here. I'll come over and play, and I'll quit my job, become a pro player. It's all good.
It's all good.
No, but those are fun.
They get expensive though.
I looked
Did
because
you?
you told me that they
Yeah.
were expensive.
You didn't believe
and
me?
then no, I believed you.
Okay.
But then I saw a guy on TikTok.
Immediately
And-
after, because that's all we're talking about.
Yeah, probably. No, he built a pool in his basement.
Oh, dude, I saw this.
Did you see it?
Yes, and then he got a
Yeah.
letter from the city.
Supposedly, I don't know if he was because he kind of made a joke about it.
Well, the whole thing about him taking the inspector out to a
Right.
Kansas City game,
I think that was
like,
a joke, right?
That seems like that seems like it's
Yeah.
produced.
So yeah, I mean, it was kind of silly. So I wasn't sure if it was really an issue for him or if he just kind of wanted to make it a multi-purpose thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, what he did is he made a pool in his basement, and it just so happened that it also perfectly fit a golf simulator, and he set that up. And I actually commented on the video and I was like, hey, which one did you get? But he didn't comment back because he had a lot of
bastard.
comments.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, oh, I should look right now because Chase should get one. I should send him one to get.
Yeah, you should.
And then they were really expensive. I think it was like $8,000 for a pretty good one.
Yeah, right.
And then I was like, I should move into an apartment that already has one. There's like 10
Really?
apartment buildings in Denver
No
that have them.
shit.
Yes.
Wait, in the apartment or in the facility?
It's a shared one.
Okay, I got
Yeah,
gotcha.
not in your actual apartment,
yeah,
but yeah, they have a shared one. I would imagine maybe it's a sign-up system or something.
Yes. Reservation system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which like sounds dope. There's one in Highlands Ranch right
Yeah.
off the highway, and I was legitimately considering this past weekend breaking my lease and moving.
Because it was fun. I had actually a really good time doing that.
Yeah.
You know Tom's Watch Bar downtown in
Yeah.
McGregor Square. They have those there,
I know.
and you can reserve them, and they don't charge you as long as you're like doing food and drink.
No.
They don't charge you by the hour.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, you can have so many more drinks now.
yeah. No, seriously though, because
Yeah,
we did that when Ethan came into town, and that was they also had like dodgeball and baseball.
So can you reserve
things
it
like
all
that.
day?
Maybe if you
That
wanted
would
to.
hurt.
That would be a long
That would
day.
hurt.
It'd be-
But that sounds awesome because this was like $60. No, how much was it? Like $65 an
it was
hour
like
or
weekend
something like that?
pricing was like 65, I think.
Yeah,
and
which
then
is
non-weekend.
almost as bad as Top Golf. I think Top Golf is like the same price.
It is, yeah. And if you have more than 3 people, I feel like you would need, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours just to get through
Yeah.
an 18-hole
I
course.
feel like you'd need another bay. It'd be hard to.
for 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you-
I think it's good for 2 people, 3 people max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, we did have a massive couch. Could have had a whole party.
Yeah.
We could have had everyone who was in the restaurant come hang out with us if we bought them beers and stuff. But
True.
we're not that cool.
True.
Because
Speak for yourself.
the festival costs a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. That's true.
But then we got refunds, so we were like, hey, maybe we could. But then what we did instead is we ended up renting the mansion at the MGM that night.
Oh shit!
Wish.
Actually, and you're not wrong. Well, you're wrong that we rented it because we didn't. But the MGM Grand actually does have these like a special hidden property.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like $1
And
million a night or something like that.
You can't.
Or 100,000.
It's not that expensive, but it's thousands of dollars a night for sure, and it's only by invite, I think. And there's like a
So
few.
Beyonce.
Beyonce. I'm sure it's where all the
Leo.
rich A-listers say.
The thing is, does the MGM invite those people and then they're like, hey, by the way, it's 100,000 a night?
No.
Or are they inviting and then they like, stay here tonight and please gamble?
No, it's probably just whoever's working for that person. If you're Leonardo DiCaprio, you've got a handler, you've got a guy that does all your shit. So he calls MGM and goes, "Hey, I represent Leo," and they're like, "Okay, well here's what we have." That's how that probably works. I mean, instead of them like seeking out, I think the Cosmo also has like some pretty luxurious penthouses that come with like a full-time staff and everything. It's like
Right.
there's a
They're not on
Playboy
their
there's a
website.
Playboy penthouse in one of them, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's dreams.
Dreams,
It's
goals,
not necessary.
hashtag goals. Yeah, I feel the
It
same.
would be a cool experience,
Yeah.
but it's not necessary.
You can go on TikTok and YouTube and look
and
at
experience it.
the tours. Yeah, people will take on took video
Yeah.
tours and stuff. If
I've
you're
seen
interested
those.
in that.
I mean, the Mandalay Bay Bachelor Suite is pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen the Caesars one. It's pretty lit.
Yeah, Caesars has like the villas and stuff. They're like $15K a night.
Yeah, those are like
Which is
actual
insane.
houses. Though.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is not like a pen. It's not like a penthouse.
It's not a penthouse. No.
Yeah, like the difference between that is like you actually feels like a bungalow type house on property. The penthouse is like the entire floor basically of like one of the towers, and you have like panoramic views, and like
Yeah.
you don't go down a hallway to get to yours. Literally, the elevator door opens and then you're at your suite. It's like very like it's very executive type treatment stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Was it when I was staying with you? Was it at El Cortez? That sounds weird that it would be there. It was somewhere where we were, I think, or maybe I was by myself, where there was actually in the elevator you could press like it was like the suite or something like that. It was like one in the entire hotel.
Yeah.
That's
So you'd like scan your key card,
yeah.
and then you can press it.
Yeah.
And only if your key card allows you to have access to it can you press it. Yeah.
That would be cool.
It would be. I mean, like, if you were with a bunch of guys and all those guys had money to burn and y'all wanted to split it and it's like 1,000 a night, and say there's like 4 of you and it's like 4,000 a night, I think you could find a really nice penthouse. Not a really nice penthouse, but you could find a penthouse for $4,000 a night.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do one night though. You'd want to do like 2 nights.
You'd want to do 2 nights for sure. Yeah.
Because one night is the worst deal at a hotel in the history of hotels.
Explain.
Okay. So check-in is usually at 4 o'clock.
Yeah. 3 or 4.
3 or 4. And then you're checking out at 10 a.m. Sometimes if you're lucky, it's 11, but it's usually closer to 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And
so you get less than 24 hours.
You get less than 24 hours. But if you're staying more than one night, you have an entire day. You have the time span of the entire day. So you're still not getting 2 full days, but you're getting
that
1
10 a.m.
full day
to 4 p.m. extra time that you wouldn't get normally.
Right.
Yeah.
So for instance, a lot of resorts, wherever you go, not just Las Vegas, will have excursions or things that are included with the resort or that you can pay for, but they're really cool things. And if you're staying one night and you get in at 4, or you're checking in at 4, there's not time usually to do the excursions at that point. They're earlier in the day. And then
you get there really early, the hotel holds your bags.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them will do that. I mean, some of them will charge you to do that, to check in early.
Well, you gotta
too.
tip too. You gotta tip the bell. Usually it's the
you gotta give them like
it's the valet guy, or it's the bell cart bellboy type position that you have to tip.
Yeah, that's fine though. I mean,
right. It's
but,
not more than like $5 a bag.
Yeah, I mean, or like 50 cents a bag.
Yeah,
like
budget style.
Yeah, I mean, when I stay at the Holiday Inn,
Yeah, it's 50 cents a bag.
Yeah.
How rude is that to like give a guy a couple quarters? Like, is he like, nah, thanks, dude. I'm not carrying quarters.
You should try it next time.
No, I don't want to do that.
Why
That
not?
sounds embarrassing.
Why?
I ain't giving a guy a couple quarters, mostly because I don't carry change around. I'm a baller like that. I only do crisp $1 bills.
Credit cards.
Yeah, I only carry plastic or Crispy Washingtons.
I only carry $200 bills.
They don't.
Did I say
that.
U.S. dollars?
You said dollars. So what other currency goes by the dollars? Right? It's pounds. It's yen.
I'm pretty sure there's another one. Puerto Rico.
Dollars?
Uses U.S. dollars. Why is this on the list?
That's U.S. dollars still.
I know. It was like countries that. Oh, maybe it's countries that use U.S. dollars.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. The dollar is used for 20 different currencies. There's the Singapore dollar. There's the New Zealand dollar. There's the Liberian dollar. The Hong Kong dollar. The Canadian dollar.
Who could forget?
Oh, that's right.
The Canadian dollar.
Canadian money is called dollars.
Really?
Yes.
Canada dollars.
Yeah. So when you hear someone say it's $20, you have to say U.S. or Canadian.
You remember growing up and you'd be reading books and at the back you'd see like U.S. 9.90 and then Canada it was like $12.50.
It was like $30.
What are you doing up there? Why is everything so goddamn expensive?
Yeah. It's probably even worse now. Let's do U.S.
I think
dollar to Canadian.
U.S. definitely is more. Like the value, right?
Yeah, which would mean that you need more Canadian dollars per U.S. dollar, right?
Yeah. Well, the pounds are recently have lost value, right? More value than the dollar.
Pound's horrible now.
Yeah.
So if you had something that was $15, it would be over $20 in Canadian.
What about the pound? The pound. Sounds weird when you say it.
Isn't there another name for it?
Well, there's euros.
Oh, pound sterling, maybe?
Yeah, pound sterling, yeah.
Yeah, so it would...
For $10, it would be how much?
13?
13 pounds? Huh. Interesting. Not good. Was that 30%? 30%?
Euro would be $15 to $16.
So it's about level now. It used to be that the euro held a higher value, right?
Yeah, exactly. So like in 2020, for $1 you would get 80 euro cents, and now for $1 you get about a euro.
Yeah. And if you want to get crazy, let's get into crypto, baby.
Oh, one Bitcoin,
where you can lose 50% of your value in just a matter of minutes. No.
Only if you invest in the risky ones.
Yeah. Topo Chico coin. The only coin I trade nowadays. It's called Topo coin.
That's a good idea. I feel like you could get all the Topo Chico fans in the world to invest in that.
Where if you turn in your Topo Chico bottles as a recycling initiative, you get one coin.
So, someone's definitely thought of a token where you get it when you recycle it.
Yeah, right? For sure. Oh, yeah.
But not a Topo Chico specific, right?
Yeah, not tied to any. And
brand. How do you track it?
It flies in the face of what cryptocurrency is supposed to stand for. It isn't supposed to be tied to like an entity or a corporation or a brand. It's supposed to exist independent from all other currencies, governments, banks, brands, corporations.
Yeah, I saw a poll.
It's liberating, dog.
I saw a poll recently. It said something. It was the U.S. is thinking about or planning to regulate cryptocurrencies more. And then the question was for the poll was, do you think that cryptocurrencies should be, or just that whole system, blockchain, whatever, should be more regulated? And it was yes, no, or I don't know, something like that. And the majority of people said yes. So that was...
Is it because they think it's going to be more widely accepted, and then that way it should increase in value or solidify and become less
I think there's been a lot of people burned by it now.
They're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
So they're like...
Can't get any worse than now.
Like, it pisses me off that I can invest in this in this thing that's giving me a 50% return, and then all of a sudden it's worthless.
Yeah,
Government needs to step in and make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
It's like if the government steps in, you're going to get a 5% return instead of 50 or a 1% return.
Exactly.
It's
It'll just ruin the whole thing.
Point of regulation so that companies can't go and offer you 50%.
It's fucked, man. Fuck the system, burn it down.
I say that Elon Musk owns Twitter now. Does he own it? He doesn't own it. Does he own it?
No, but yes.
He owns part of it. He owns a large portion of it.
Yeah, he had other funding from other people.
So what he did is he went to Saudi Arabia and he was like, hey, can you guys buy some of Twitter? I know you want to own more of an American democracy. And then he went to his number 2 investor in Tesla and he was like, hey, can you buy some of it too? I don't have enough money anymore. And then he put some other people.
Yeah,
right?
I think ultimately it's just going to become
obsolete.
It's just, I think people are going to stop using it. Unless he reinvents it. I don't know, maybe. Or it becomes just what it was when he bought it.
The thing is, I think that Twitter's good for getting a sense of how people feel if more people really used it. For instance, their API is pretty good. It's been that way for a long time before people were doing a lot of big data analysis, but you could easily get all the people who were talking about the FBI or Burt Macklin, and you could get all those tweets and you could then analyze their tweets and figure out what the sentiment is about the FBI or whatever. And so it's good for analyzing, I think.
Analyzing the 1% of users that are actually active.
Yeah, that's what the problem is. Yeah. So I feel like it might be better because it's just short. It's like text messages. Mm-hmm. So you're conveying your whole thought on something in, what is it, like 250 characters or something like that? Maybe even less, I don't know. And so you're going to have a lot of strong feelings in one tweet versus if you could write a whole, there's people on Facebook, LinkedIn for some reason, I don't know why, who will write paragraphs and post it, do a post with that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think it's funny how we have things like neural networks and AI and VR and missions out to Mars being planned, and we're still communicating via text. And here we are speaking to the great people of the internet via basically what is no better than the radio, which was invented a century or more ago.
Isn't that funny that podcasts became really popular?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's like paradoxical in a way.
Yeah, but I would say that it's more like video podcasting. What is that called? Vodcasting?
Yeah. Vodcast? I don't think there's really... Is there a word for it? I don't know.
No idea. But if you didn't have the video component where people are taking clips of Jerry and all these other celebrities or just popular podcasts and putting them on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram Reels and stuff like that, would they be as popular?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course, I think. I mean, they probably wouldn't have grown their audience as fast, but...
Because they're kind of like... The podcasts are entertaining.
Yeah.
But it's if you just told someone, hey, go listen to this podcast.
Yeah, there's no way to clip them and get all the interesting bits out.
Versus if you're on YouTube and you see a short video about how someone was talking about something you find interesting, you click on it and you're like, hey, maybe I should watch, or maybe I should listen to this podcast more.
It serves the conversational podcasts the most.
True.
Because the same can't be said for like audio dramas or things that live in like that type of space, like the entertainment other than like reality.
Yeah, that's true.
Type stuff. Yeah. I mean, I think they coexist in a successful in a successful endeavor to really grow your brand, you have to be on all of them. But your main content source starts with like, you know, the podcasting space.
You have to be on LinkedIn.
You got to be on LinkedIn. You got to be on a Foursquare. You got to be on at least MySpace. You know,
Got to be on Cash App.
Yeah, you know, MySpace still exists.
Isn't it a music platform?
Yeah, kind of.
Do they have user profiles? You can have a user profile.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy if they came back? It's just like
that's why Facebook's stock is down. It's because MySpace is coming back.
Did you hear Elon's considering bringing back Vine? Because you know there's a Twitter subsidiary.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
actually,
they bought.
They bought them and
they
closed
bought it
it.
And
right?
they closed them. Yeah.
Why?
So it wasn't making money. It was just a money suck.
Yeah, why'd they buy them though?
Why'd they buy them?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
Because Twitter also doesn't make money.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, it's one of the same. Yeah, very.
They were like, guys, we have a great business model, and so does Vine.
Yeah.
It's the same as ours.
We're gonna just sink money into this. I think Twitter also owns Periscope, and I think maybe I don't know if this is true, but maybe they thought Periscope was a competitor and wanted to really have that take off, so they gobbled them up.
Periscope, is it even a thing anymore?
It is, yeah. It's
really?
still, yeah.
People use that.
I don't know who, but I know it is still a thing.
Was that where you were posting like live video or?
Yeah, you do like live videos and
damn.
It was like Twitch before Twitch got famous, I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Facebook Live. Another one that
Facebook Live?
kind of like the same thing.
Still like the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Engage with your fans and give updates in real time.
That would be weird if you brought back Vine because there's so many of those kind of apps now. Just
yeah, I think it was a way to compete with TikTok.
Yeah, I think what you could do is integrate that into Twitter. Just integrate.
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
Video. It would be a whole division of that. Honestly, if they did it, I would switch. Like if the content was there and it was good, that's the hard part is getting people off TikTok and onto Vine or Twitter Vine.
I think that TikTok's algorithm is really good.
Yeah.
And I think, no offense to YouTube and Instagram and Snapchat, but and the others, and Facebook, I guess it's like basically Reels, but like they're trying and they're improving. I think they're getting better, but TikTok is a way better experience.
It's way better because they're probably sucking way more data out of you than you realize.
Yeah, maybe. Or they're just better at knowing what you want to see.
Like,
I don't know.
how does TikTok, when I have my location services off, you know, from TikTok, how do they know I'm in Nashville when I'm in Nashville? You know? It's like,
Because were your location services off on all your apps? And are they buying the data from other apps?
That's what I thought, but then I'm like the whole you can on some of the apps you can choose to kill your microphone. Like Instagram, you can choose to give access or remove access to your microphone. Twitter doesn't, or TikTok doesn't give you the option to silence your microphone. So I'm like, are they just listening constantly? You know, and if you really read the terms of service, like how much of this stuff, even though I have my location services, are they still like, well, you signed this terms, we can still track your location.
Have you seen those?
Don't matter.
Have you seen those not apps, those movies? I think there's been a couple of them now. It's like the app that when people end up downloading it, it's like, oh, you're gonna die in 5 days kind of movie, right?
Yeah.
I feel like TikTok reminds me of that.
Yeah.
You're going to delete it and somehow you're going to still end up getting TikTok videos.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you're using like Instagram or Reddit, a lot of those are just reposts from TikToks.
Or your Instagram app just slowly turns into the TikTok app.
Yeah. We need something just as good. Even if it's like 10% not as good as TikTok, I'd still use that over TikTok. Like what percentage of like a worse product than TikTok would you accept? Would you abandon TikTok for a 25% less better product? 30%, 15%? Like what do you think?
I don't know because I don't know what it is that keeps me on TikTok.
It's the content.
Yeah,
And it's the content in collaboration with the algorithm, right? Because the algorithm is responsible for feeding you content that you like.
yeah,
But there has to be good content for them to feed you content that you like, right? So it's like there's a parallel there. It has to work in tandem together.
right. That's what I'm saying is when I look at other apps like it, they are feeding me things I want to see, but maybe it's not.
It's not the
I don't
content.
want to see it as bad as the stuff I'm seeing on TikTok because a lot of the same videos are on all the platforms.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess kind of.
But maybe it's that there's so many. I think the thing is that there's so many people on TikTok that
Well,
you get so much. And also, I think a lot of people develop their content for
they
TikTok
do, yeah.
and
And
repost it, and it's
yeah.
never the same.
Right, yeah. If it originates on TikTok, there's going to be diminishing value, diminishing return every time you repost it on another platform, right? Um, so it has to be made for Vine or made for Instagram in order for it to feel like it belongs there
Yeah.
without it feeling like it's an article post or something like adjacent to that kind of feeling. Like I don't know. I get what you're saying, but there's also those grainy vote videos. That meme. It's like, why is it always the low res
Yeah,
videos?
that do, huh?
Yeah.
Because
So
it's
it's
funny because if you read any of the things that say what like Instagram, TikTok, they all tell you what they
yeah,
downvote basically.
yeah,
One of them is that if you post shitty videos, then they will deprioritize it.
yeah,
But so many of those still do super well.
yeah. If it's like undeniable,
Yeah,
But if it's just like if your content is just another piece of I don't know, say it's like stand up, you filmed a stand up comedy. There's like tons and tons and tons and tons. At least that come onto my feed of
yeah,
like
there are a
just
lot.
people stand up comedy, doing stand up bits, whatever. So if it's the Laura's video that's just like a unique moment in time that nobody else has ever captured, it's like I don't think it matters what it is
Hmm.
or what the quality is or who posts it. It's gonna just go viral or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But if you need that competitive edge, like a lot of people do, then you gotta play the game, right? You gotta do high quality. You gotta
Totally.
do the right tags. I've been seeing a lot is people. This is really getting fucking annoying too. Is in TikTok, especially specifically, they'll they'll add at the beginning of their caption episode number 2 or episode 3, episode 4,
And
and I think it's because the algorithm picks that up, and it's really fucking annoying. A lot
interesting.
of recommendation videos, like content that you guys post.
Yeah.
They do that all the time. Like I was looking for like restaurants and things to do in New York City because I'm
Yeah.
going there soon, and almost every single one I looked at had episode 4, episode 10, episode 12, and it was just like this is really fucking annoying that because I was looking for some kind of really honest, authentic like tag or description to the video to really add a little more flavor or context to what they're talking about, but it's all filled with gubbly gunk now that just feeds the algorithm and deprioritizes the actual viewer, right? So
Yeah.
it's not like, and I wonder how much of that is actually going to bleed into not just the tags or the description, but also the content, where a lot of the content is now just pleasing the algorithm instead of pleasing the viewers and
Yeah.
the audience,
I think
right?
that's the problem that Instagram has had. A lot of people have complained. They actually came out with a feature I don't know, not that long, maybe 6 months ago or something. That was because their video short form video reels is pretty new within
Yeah.
the last couple of years, and um, so they're adding new things to it all the time. Like TikTok does add some things, but you don't really notice it, especially if all you do on there is just watch
Yeah,
the videos
scroll
and swipe.
yeah.
Instagram's adding a lot more because Instagram has a lot more of a community based. It's more of a community based platform, whereas TikTok has a little bit of that. I mean, you do have creators that you like and stuff, um, TikTok, but Instagram's been around a lot longer. There's a lot more niches and things like that on there, and so they added a feature that was like, yeah, you follow these people, but we also want to recommend other content a lot more now. We want you to watch other reels and or look at other pictures. And so they came out with this, and a lot of people complained. I don't watch a lot of reels, so I can't really say whether it was bad or not. But a lot of people complained, and they actually removed the feature. And so that tells you that Instagram doesn't have it right. Like,
yes,
I don't see the same thing with TikTok. I don't see people constantly complaining about it, saying, please remove the stuff that you guys have added. I mean, it might happen here or there, but nothing I've ever noticed. And so, yeah, I think for them, it was feeding the algorithm. It was like they designed this thing based on what they thought people wanted to see. And they trained it to do something that people didn't want to see.
Yeah. Because then you could start affecting your video and videos in certain ways, shooting them in certain ways where if you figure it out, when I shoot it and add in, 2 seconds of this, maybe it doesn't even have anything to do with the main content, but as long as you add it in there, or the ending of the video has to be this way. And then they've figured out if I do that, the algorithm will prioritize my content and I'll reach more viewers.
Yeah.
And it's just like that serves really nobody at all except for themselves, right?
Yeah, that definitely happens. I mean, eventually that will become popular enough to where TikTok would realize.
They'll pick up on it.
Yeah, and they'd say people aren't liking these videos. We're getting feedback about that.
Yeah.
And then they tweak that setting of it. But yeah, it is weird. I mean, there's definitely things like people have said, and it's pretty independent for each platform. And it's
TikTok's probably the worst though. Like even the hashtags were meant to basically give
categorize
users ability to find more other videos just like the one you watched, because the tags would be basically relative to what you were watching. But now it's like if there's a promotional thing happening like the Bachelorette finale, it'll be like a puppy dog video.
Everyone tags it
with Bachelorette finale 2022 and the so it's just like I feel like there for a better user experience, like the platform should basically either deprioritize videos, and that's really hard too, because how are they going to distinguish whether or not that video has any relative content to the Bachelorette, you know? So there's got to be a way to basically punish creators for abusing the algorithm, and also creating a way for creators to still be able to reach and grow their audience in not just organic ways, because that's like hard to do, but like in ways where is kind of like in the middle almost, where you're paying close enough attention to where you can, if you're spending enough time on it, you should be rewarded, but at the same time, don't make it a place where it's now just a toxic waste bin of just like blah, for the users that are trying to enjoy it.
And I think that if they do it right, they can still do that, because for instance, that example that you had, it's the dog video. And if that person's usually just posting random videos, then, it's kind of a free for all. But if you're a creator who's trying to monetize, there's kind of like two ways to do it. One is just getting views and getting paid by the platform. So all of the platforms are doing that now. I know TikTok's is like not really that good because there's so many people on there, and they're paying a lot of people, but
it's diluted.
So it's diluted, but you can do that. So if you're just shit posting and it's getting millions and millions of views every TikTok you post, then you could probably make thousands of dollars doing that. But if you want a community who are, and then there's the people who will just post a product, and it's a viral product.
Yeah.
There's just products like that. Anyone could post it, and you can make money off affiliation, stuff like that. And then there's like community posting where you'll post for brands. And if your niche or the kind of community you want, the kind of brands that you advertise for aren't anything related to The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, you're going to start getting people who see your dog video because they're like, oh, I like dog videos, you know, they follow you, but they don't like any of your other content.
Yeah.
And so TikTok's going to show your followers, hey, look, someone you follow likes this, and you're not going to watch it. And then now you're getting shitty stats on your videos, and they're not getting shown to other people. And so now you're getting punished because of that. So I think there is that to a degree, but it could all depend on how TikTok really prioritizes and deprioritizes videos.
Guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. If you crack the algorithm, please comment on YouTube.
Yeah, and let us know.
Also, if you want to start a at the Lucky Duck Clips TikTok, go ahead and do that. But also, please give it to us when you're done.
Yep, we want it.
Just kidding. Do it if you want. We don't care.
Yeah, we don't care. We don't care about you, bitches.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We love you. That feels like a good spot to end.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween, everybody. 2022. Yeet. Get all those sexy cat costumes and whatever the fuck. Sexy pumpkin.
Sexy priest.
Yeah, I'm a sexy FBI. Miles is a sexy old man.
You're kind of looking like Kanye here. Over there.
Oh, I don't want. No. The FBI. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the original scripted podcast, Original Kin, by Lucky Broadcasting, the parent company. If you want to check out what Miles and Sarah are doing, of course, they can be found at the Adventuring Eyes on Instagram, adventuringeyes.com. And until next time, adios.